guys, it's Fleckus. This week we're at the Women's March in downtown LA. I got my pink vest on. It's a woman's 3X, so I'm feeling pretty slim. My preferred pronouns are he and his, and my preferred adjectives are skinny and cute. Let's see what's going on. What does your sign say?
It says, topple the dictator with a KKK at between the C and the T in dictator.
Ooh, I like what you did there.
Why is the Second Amendment so important to you?
Well, the Constitution is important. The Second Amendment is just one part of the Constitution. Listen, if they steamroll the Second Amendment, they'll steamroll everything else. People are concerned about their rights to bear arms. That's not a state right, that's a United States Constitution right. At the end of the day, we've got to get the government on board with the fact that they just can't suspend the Constitution or any part of it when they get ready. And you got people who are concerned not just that the government has an ulterior motive, but the government doesn't appreciate the rights of the citizens. You know, the rights were given to each of the citizens of Virginia by United States government. Weren't given by Virginia, so Virginia can't take it away.
I mean, it's just bull. The women still don't get paid the same amount as men.
What about the people that say that that's because of life choices, it's because of majors, it's because of time off for raising kids, it's because, you know, more hours worked for the men? There's like kind of like not a debunking, but they've kind of gone against that wage gap theory.
I haven't read about that, so I'm not going to comment.
What does it mean to you, or what do you think of when you see what's happening right now with the legislation in Richmond?
Oh, it's terrible. It really is. And the whole country's watching Virginia. I mean, if Virginia falls, because I don't know what's going to happen. So,
what do you think is the national perception of Virginia right now?
I think all eyes are on us, and they're just watching to see what's going to happen here. So, it's critical. It's very critical.
I know a few years ago, there's a lot of the pink pussy hats, they're called.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen as many of those. What happened to those?
A lot of people got upset because not all are pink.
Oh, interesting.
And I agree. I never owned one.
You think it is kind of exclusionary?
Yes, I do.
Who does it leave out, and who's not really invited in when people wear those types of hats?
Well, it leaves out, any person of color, and it leaves out trans women.
Women with penises.
Correct.
That makes sense.
The Second Amendment is black history. The first gun restrictions were in place right here in Virginia in the 1600s. Then after that, we had slave codes right after the Civil War. And then after that, we had Jim Crow, and then we had the Mulford Act. So literally, this country has always been stripping away black people from being able to defend themselves and liberate themselves. So that's why it's important to me. I'm trying to carry on the tradition that my ancestors did before me.
What's the goal with the sign? What do you want to tell people to do?
To stop fetishizing, where'd she go? Fetishizing Asians, because people just have yellow fever, and that's not a thing.
So
and
you're
it's just
calling for kind of
stop.
Asians date Asians, whites date whites, blacks date blacks.
Or just kind of, but more stop looking at us, stop looking at Asian women as objects, and stop fetishizing us, because we're not
What if a guy likes an Asian person and wants to date them? Rip.
Give me your names and how you spell them.
Michael, Michael.
And what's your last name?
Parker, Parker.
And where are you from, Michael?
Georgia.
Georgia. You came up from Georgia.
Came up from Georgia.
And are you talking to, or are you a little more shy?
Sure.
What's your name?
My name is Jon Snow.
Jon Snow. From Game of Thrones.
Never actually seen it.
Is that a pseudonym, or is that really your name?
It's really my name.
Okay. Tell me why you're here, and so you guys know that rifles are banned from inside. So what's your plan?
Mostly we're just here for a mass demonstration to show that everybody here is willing to carry. And I guess we're just here to support and defend the Constitution, whatever necessary.
You can't go inside with the rifle, so you just plan to stay outside the perimeter?
Pretty much.
And do you feel like that's just as effective as being next to the Capitol, or?
It sends a pretty big message. So we're not here to cause trouble. We're still following the law. A lot of people going through. It's just a big mass demonstration saying, hey, it's not okay. We're here to support our rights.
We're with my friend Josh. Ran into him here. He's been wandering around. What have you seen? What's some good action you ran into?
I saw some kids cursing. Donald Trump. That's good parenting.
What?
Donald Trump! He's stupid!
I think these people are a lost cause. More and more, I want to just move out of California.
We have to get back to issues that matter, what the people here are saying. When we're talking about our homes, our families, our children, we're also talking about our rights to defend ourselves. And the Second Amendment gives us that right. We've taken God out the classroom. We're not going to let him take the Constitution away from us. And that's what the people here are standing for. And I stand with them.
I feel like fetuses and babies are different things, though. That's why they have different names.
When do you consider it a baby?
When it's outside of the mother and alive.
So the day before the baby's born, the mother's water breaks, the baby's still inside, she can get an abortion at that point? No, it's hypothetical and stupid, but...
Sure. I mean, if that's what circumstances required for her, then why not?
Look at that. That's a little baby.
Sure.
That's 6 weeks.
Don't think that's 6 weeks.
It is.
Great.
So you think that's okay to kill that thing?
Look, if they take it out of the mother and it survives, let it take its chances with the foster care system, which again I think should be far more funded than it is.
Have a baby, you go ahead.
But when do you think it becomes a baby? When do you think, should there be a cutoff at all, or is it a woman's right to choose?
It's a woman's right to choose.
All the way at any point?
Yeah.
The Second Amendment was put in place not for hunting, which a lot of people like to make it seem to be. It was really initially put in place to protect ourselves from any form of terrorist or tyranny or domestic violence, such as, the things that they're trying to push. It protects against what they're trying to do, and it's not, it has nothing to do with hunting, nothing what they try to make it seem to be. Pretty much number one main priority was to protect against a tyrannical government.
Are you willing to lay down your life to protect the Second Amendment and your right to carry?
Definitely. Why wouldn't I be? I mean, that'd be the perfect thing to give my life up for. It's something my family would be honored about.
I'd love to die for my freedom. Shoot, they're going to throw me a parade. They're probably going to put me on a T-shirt. Yeah. What else are we going to die for? If I'm controlled and I'm a slave, you might as well kill me anyways.
Would you be willing to lay down your life to protect the Second Amendment and your right to carry?
Absolutely. That's why I'm out here.
About half the people there were from Virginia. And if this state wants to take away the guns and gear those people have, there's going to be a major problem. Okay? Because those people are very well armed. From the way they were moving, and they had radios, they were trained well, at least a lot of them are. And they were a small percentage of gun owners in this state. But let's say 50,000 people that were there today were from Virginia. And they had AR-15s, they had vests, they had all of that stuff. Guys, it only took 20,000 people back in the revolutionary days. It only took 20,000 people in Iraq with small arms to hold off the U.S. military with all its might, to put us on the defensive constantly. So these people could do a lot with very little. And I think the government knew that. There were lots of police there today, but if something were to happen, they would have been completely overwhelmed.
Now this is the power that the founders of this great nation has instilled into our Constitution. Our government serves us, whether it likes it or not. If a war broke out tomorrow between we the people and our government, we can now clearly see with our own two eyes that we the people would win without question. And that's why Virginia's rally was a complete success. It shows our government just a small fraction, a very small fraction of what they'll be up against if they decided to try and take our constitutional rights and our freedom. So smile today, friends, because the American spirit is alive and well, and freedom will live another day. So let's keep up the good fight and win through laws and avoid bloodshed. But remember, if tyranny is allowed to show its face openly, America will stand to meet it face to face. I love you all, And may God continue to bless the great U.S.